Welcome to this tutorial about the WaveBots Editor. This time I will demonstrate how to export your songs or stingers to a Midi file. At the time of this recording, you have to own the full version of the editor for this feature to be enabled. I'm going to use this default song here that is available when you start up the editor. Then I'll click Render and select the Midi tab here. I click Render Midi to render it with the default settings. And the result will show up here in the Renders tab. You can either access the file by opening up the folder where it's generated or opening it up directly with this button. It is often the case that you want to use the Midi file in another program. You can configure the editor to open that program up automatically when your rendering is done. This is how you set it up. When you click Render and go to the Midi tab, you can expand this list with Midi render settings. Select the first one and select Open File after Render. This will now use the operating system's default action for Midi files, so that might be all that it takes for you if you already have that set up. But you can change the program to use here by clicking this Use Custom Program. And here you can set up the program path yourself and point it to the program executable file. Now when we press Render and Render Midi, a program will launch with that Midi file as parameter. In my case, I have the Reason Digital Audio Workstation set as default for Midi files. Some programs require the Midi files to be structured in a certain way. WaveBots Editor supports both single-track and multi-track exports. The pitch bends that the WaveBots Editor generates can either be included or not. Faster and discrete pitch bends for arpeggios can be difficult for some programs. Here we can choose between ignoring them, add them as regular pitch bends, or create block chords from them instead. Here I have a discrete pitch bend line rendered. I have exported that line as block chords and imported them into Reason here. Just as a fun demonstration, here's how that line sounds with regular pitch bends in Reason. The problem with these quick moving pitch bends is that some programs try to smoothen the pitch bend input, which is in most cases is the best thing to do. But if your program supports it, the pitch bend range is 2 octaves or 24 semitones. By selecting the Outputs tab in the Midi settings, you can add more material to the Midi file. The chords of the song can be exported to a separate channel. Also the voice lines can be exported. They are the abstract structural notes that are used for typical figurations and control the melody, the bass, and the inner lines. They can be rendered all in the same channel or in separate channels. Here I have rendered the voice lines in this channel. and I have rendered the chords in this channel. Voice lines are pretty useful for feeding into an arpeggiator like this. Okay, that's it for this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.